Hi guys, welcome back to Storybook Crochet. In today's video, I am going to show you this real quick simple pattern to make the autumn sunrise blanket. And if you want a written copy of this pattern, you can find that in my Etsy shop. I will put a link to this in the description down below. So for the supplies, you're going to need worsted weight yarn, and I use the I Love This Yarn brand from Hobby Lobby. And the colors you're going to want are burnt pumpkin. You're going to want Sungold, that's this yellow color. You're going to want a dark country blue, Stonewash blue, and a white. And for this one, I'm using an off-white, but I think regular white would be pretty too. You're also going to want an H hook, okay? And you're going to need some scissors and a yarn needle. So let's grab all of these supplies, and the links or the list of colors are down in the description below if you need to look at that to go buy the right colors that you need. So let's grab all those supplies and we will get started. Okay, so for this pattern, I'm going to start with the orange to make kind of the sunrise colors. We'll start with the orange, we'll move then to yellow, then the blues, and then the white. And I will show you those colors schemed throughout. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to chain a multiple of 4. And this will be different for everybody depending on what size blanket you want. So what I do is I just count by 4s when I chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then once I get to where I think I want it, or the measurement that I'm wanting, you go ahead and stop there. So you can look and see if there's a certain measurement of blanket you're wanting or just what feels right to you. So go ahead and make your chain with multiples of 4, and then we'll meet back after you get that finished. Okay, at this point you should have your chain with your multiples of 4 and at the desired length that you are wanting. So to start off to start off row 1, we're going to make an additional 3 chains. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start our work in the 5th chain from the hook. So that does not include the chain that's on the hook. So it starts with this first one here. So you're going to count over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a double crochet into that 5th chain. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into that 5th chain, pull your yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so that's 1 double crochet. Now we're going to make 1 more double crochet in that same chain. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull your yarn through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so we've made 2 double crochets in that one chain. Now you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to make 2 more in that same chain. So 2 double crochets. Okay, so that is the basic pattern that you're going to use throughout this whole blanket. So 2 double crochets, a chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, so once you have that set made, you're going to skip 3 chains. Okay, so that first chain is going to be kind of small because we worked so much into that that 5th stitch or the 5th chain there. So don't skip over that one. So 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll work in that 4th one. And you're going to do the same pattern. So you're going to make 2 double crochets. And then chain 1, and then make 2 more double crochets. Okay, so that's our second set. So again, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to do that again. And you're just going to repeat that all the way across your chain. So I'm going to go ahead and put up the written part of that pattern so you can read that as you're working across for row 1. So just repeat the 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, all in the same stitch. skip 3 chains, and then just repeat across. And I will meet you back at the end of this row so that we can finish off with our orange color. I'll show you how to change colors to the next row and how to start row number 2. Okay, so at this point, this is what your first row should look like. When you get your last kind of shell done there, you will have 2 chains left. We're just going to double crochet in that last chain. Okay, so as you double crochet, when you pull that up and you have your 3 loops, pull through the first 2, but don't pull through the last 2 because we'll use that to change our colors. Okay, so leave those last 2 on your hook. Go ahead and cut your orange yarn away. Pick up your Sungold color or your yellow, if you're using a different brand. And then you're just going to pull that through those last 2. And that connects our second color. So you're going to change colors for every row of this. So the next thing you're going to want to do after you get that color put on there is you're going to chain 3. Okay, and then you'll turn, and we're going to work back across with our yellow. So the next thing you're going to want to do is the same pattern you've been doing, but we're going to work in that chain 1 space that we made. So between the 2 sets of double crochets, so you're just going to make the same pattern. So make 2 double crochets, and then chain 1, and then make 2 more double crochets. And from here on out, you'll just work in those chain 1 spaces that you made. Okay, so there's our first set. So our next set will work in the next chain 1 space. So 2 double crochets, and then chain 1, and then 2 more double crochets. Okay, so very simple and quick pattern to make. This blanket works out very quickly because it is so simple. So go ahead and work those across, and again, I'll meet you at the end of this row to show you how to finish it off, and then you'll just repeat that pattern until you have your blanket as long as you are wanting to make it. Okay, so we have made our last little shell there. So the last thing we're going to do for this round is we're going to go ahead and make a double crochet in that chain that we made at the beginning of this round, of round 1. Go ahead and make your double crochet, but only pull through those first 2 so you can change your color. Go ahead and cut that, and the next color is that darker blue. So you're going to pick that up, pull that through, and then chain 3. And that's the basic pattern. You're just going to go ahead and turn, and then start making your 2 double crochets and your chain 1 across. So I'm going to again write that up on the screen there for you so you can read that as you go, and also add a picture so you can see the color scheme so you know which colors to change each row to. Once you have your blanket completed to the length that you're wanting, you're going to want to weave all those ends in, and then I'm going to show you how to make the little tassels that go on the edges of your blanket if that's what you're wanting to add to it. All right, the last step of our blanket is you're going to want to cut strands 5 to 6 inches, maybe a little longer depending on how long you want it, of each color. And I use 5 strands for each of these tassels here, or the fringe. So make your 5 strands for each row. So you'll have to calculate how many rows of each color you have to know how much to cut. So you're going to want one on each end. So for each row, you'll actually be cutting 10 of these. Okay, so you're going to then grab your hook. I just fold this in half. I go through the end where that chain is, grab the yarn, pull it through to where you have a loop there. Put your fingers through and grab the length of the yarn there, and then just pull that tight. Okay, and then that's the end there, and just keep doing that. I use the same color for each row so that it just looks nice and continuous there, and then just keep making your little fringe at the end of every row, and then do the same to the other side of your blanket. So I hope that you enjoyed this pattern. I think these colors are beautiful together. If you use different colors, let me know in the comments below what color scheme you went with. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, and also that bell icon. That will let you know as soon as I have a new pattern up. I will be putting this little tiny pumpkin ghost pattern up here in a couple days. If you haven't seen already, I have the tiny ghost witch up already, so you can make that. And then I will be adding 2 more tiny ghosts patterns to my channel here coming up soon, so you don't want to miss those. If you enjoyed this pattern, just let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.